Okay, so I am a few days away from getting top surgery, and I wanted to start this video with like an explanation of the process and everything and how I am getting top surgery. Obviously if you're not interested in this you can just skip this, but I thought it might be helpful for some people. I feel like I would have definitely benefited from a video like this when I was looking into it. So yeah, because it can be a lengthy process. I've got a very long list of things here. So firstly, I started this back in February and it's now June. So it's taken 4 months from inquiring about it to actually getting the surgery, which I feel like isn't actually that long. It definitely feels like it's been long just because of how much is involved within those 4 months. But obviously there's some places where it takes a lot longer. But yeah, and I'm getting my surgery with Nuffield. I first inquired about it and I've been mostly communicating with Nuffield Brighton, but I'm getting my actual surgery at Haywards Heath, which is only like 25 minutes down the road. But that's something else that might be different for some people. Like different hospitals have different procedures and whatnot, like processes and how to get there. So this is specifically for this kind of way. So I emailed about it, asking about it, and I got an email back basically with a lot of information, including the consultants that do the surgery, the rough wait times, and a rough price, and information about needing gender dysphoria diagnosis and a referral. In terms of the consultants, they had 3 on offer, and then the wait time, it was like 3 to 4 months for a consultation, and then from there 6 to 10 weeks for a surgery date. And then the rough price they gave was £10,300, which is crazy, which is a lot of money. But luckily mine wasn't that much. Still a lot, but yeah, that's the average price that they give. And also apparently like different consultants have different prices, but yeah. In terms of the gender dysphoria diagnosis and referral, they specified that it cannot be from Gender GP, which is like a less respected way of getting those things because it's like an online service and it's really cheap. I don't know. But yeah, and then they recommended the gov.uk website, which has like the most respected people on there who are like authorized to do that kind of thing. So I looked on there, and this is where I went from the email. I looked on the website and I found Psychology Sussex, which is in Hove, and I live in Brighton, so literally like 15 minutes on the bus down the road, which is really good. And they were offering a diagnosis and a referral in one appointment. A lot of the places that I looked online, they did it in multiple appointments, and each appointment was like £500 each or £300 each kind of thing. So yeah, this was all in one appointment and it was £375. They also offered like online appointments or in person, but I was like, I'm gonna do in person because it's literally down the road from me, so might as well. And the wait time for that was so quick. I emailed quite a few places about it, like really popular ones, and they were all like, oh yeah, you have to wait like 4 months for an appointment, things like that, and it was all like £500. I emailed them about it and I had an appointment the next week. So yeah, I want to tell you a bit about that appointment because that was what I was like quite nervous about going into it, is like I don't actually know what to expect in this like diagnosis and referral. So yeah, it was about like an hour long. And basically the diagnosis part was basically me having to explain like my whole life story, and the gender part of it and everything, and realizing my identity and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was quite lengthy, like it felt like it was quite long having to explain all of that. And then questions about why I want the surgery and everything like that, those kind of things. It was overall pretty good. And then I was sent that referral a few days after that, and I sent it to Nuffield and it got rejected. Yup. Like literally somewhere they recommended. Literally they were like, yeah, if you pick a place off here, like it'll be fine. And I sent it and they rejected it. Obviously I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, like I just spent almost £400 and they've rejected it, like what am I gonna do? So I called up Psychology Sussex and I told them, and they were like, this is actually something that's been happening at the moment because they've changed their policies and they're making it harder for people to be accepted with their referrals. But they were like, don't worry, we'll fix it. like just hang on. So then I ended up having a call with the same doctor a couple days later, basically just asking me certain questions again about the surgery, but more focused on that, like what it entails, like what I know about it, who my support system is, make sure I know the complications that are like a risk and things like that. But yeah, literally like 10 minutes, and then a few days later I got sent the new referral, and I sent that and it got accepted like within an hour from Nuffield, and I had a call to book in my consultation. So I got to choose my consultant and book in a consultation with them. So yeah, I know that at Brighton, Mr. Mellington is like the most popular one. Like I know most people going with him, but Mr. King is like a newer consultant there, and I was more drawn to the fact that it said he could do the surgery at Haywards Heath, so I chose him and everything, and I booked in for the consultation. And then I emailed and I was like, oh, like, is it possible to do all the consultation and everything at Brighton but have the surgery at Haywards Heath? And I got an email back and it was like, he actually doesn't do the surgery at Haywards Heath. This is the first bump in the road. I was like, what? Like, it literally says on the thing. And I was like, okay, whatever, like, I'm doing it now, like, it's fine. It's only 25 minutes away, like, my mum can still look after me. It's not a big deal. I'm not gonna let that put me down. So I was like, okay, it's chill, whatever. And Mr. King's wait times were actually, like, a month or so less than Mr. Mellington, obviously, because not as many people are going with him. So yeah. So then I had the consultation. The consultation costs £200, which you pay up front, and then it's about an hour long, and it's kind of going over what was said in the referrals and everything like that, and then asking like about lifestyle habits and things like that, which could affect the surgery. And he was basically explaining like the process of the surgery, what happens, all this kind of stuff, the different procedures and things. And then a nurse came in and I took my top off, and he looked at my chest and determined that a double incision would be the best for me and everything. And I was like, yeah, that's what I was expecting. And then he discussed about different scars, scar shapes and things like that. Like, you can have a straight scar or a curved scar, and like whether or not I wanted to keep my nipples or not. So all those types of things. And it was really good. And then get to the end of the appointment and he's like, yeah, so they've actually changed the policies now and you need a second referral. This is where, like, I kind of understand that, like, the climate we live in nowadays about, you know, trans rights and all that stuff. Like, okay, but I think you should be telling people that you need another referral before you have your consultation, which costs £200, like, because everybody knows that the wait times for these kind of things and the cost of them is crazy and insane. So yeah, I just think it's a bit annoying for that to be told in the consultation when you could easily say that beforehand. But yeah, so luckily for me though, I was able to book in another referral on the day of my consultation, which was 2 weeks from then. And that was with Gender Plus, and it was £325 because it was just the surgery referral and not a gender dysphoria diagnosis, as I'd had that previously. But yeah, so that was 2 weeks from then. I did receive a quote after my consultation, which was for £9,505. Another thing that it did say on the quote was like, this is valid for 60 days. So like, obviously if you book a referral after that and it exceeds those 60 days, your surgery price will go up. Like, I just think it's very like typical, like private healthcare, like, you know, it is what it is, but it's just a bit annoying. And frustrating, but you know, we move. So yeah, I had my second referral, and I was quite exhausted at this point. I was quite mentally drained because it was just a lot of me having to explain myself and like defend the fact that I'm fit to have surgery and fit to make the decision that I want surgery. Like, I would not be spending £10,000 on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that's like common sense, but they just have to do this. But it just feels really mentally exhausting. And yeah, it was tough. And I was like, if this gets rejected, like, I'm over it. Like, yeah. But I had that and it was fine. I'd recommend them. They're really good. And I got my referral sent to me about 2 weeks after that. So a bit of a longer wait than the other place. And then I sent that, and it got accepted straight away again. And I had a call from the secretary to book in for a second consultation with Mr. King, and it was a phone call consultation. So that was a few days after that call that I spoke to him, and it was basically just going over the same stuff from the first one. And he was asking more about like my availability and like when I actually want the surgery, like if I wanted to wait or if I wanted ASAP. Obviously I wanted it ASAP. And he was like, yeah, that's cool, like we'll be in contact with you about a date. About 2 days after that call, I get another call with a surgery date. And this is where it gets funny. So I get a call and they're like, yeah, like our soonest date for Brighton is the 28th of July. But Haywards Heath, you can get the surgery at Haywards Heath for the 16th of June. I'm like, girl, you told me I couldn't get the surgery at Haywards Heath. But I was like, yeah, like I'll take it. Like that's where I wanted to go in the first place, and it's sooner. So yeah, anyways, like it's fine, but I'm just like, there's a lot of miscommunication going on, obviously, which is a bit annoying. But it's all working out in the end. Like I'm going to Haywards Heath and I'm getting it done there. So yeah, that's fine. So that's what we're up to. I've had my pre-op appointment as well, which is roughly like 2 weeks before you have your surgery. That was at Haywards Heath, and it was about like just over an hour long. I had this nurse, she was so lovely, love her so much. She checked my height, my weight, my blood pressure, that kind of general stuff, and then I had 2 blood tests. This is another change of their policies, whatever, that you now need to have 2 blood tests instead of 1 in your pre-op. And I'm like, girl, I hate needles, like I hate blood. I've passed out before from having blood tests, like I've passed out loads. And she was like, do you want to book in like another appointment for a few days later to do your second one, or do you want to just do it? I was like, girl, get it over with now. I cannot deal with this. So I was having it done, I had it done in both arms, like, yeah. That was the only thing where I was like, oh god, but they were so lovely, like, the nurses there were amazing. And they were also really good about, like, making sure that they respect your pronouns and everything, like, double checking your identity and what you want to be called and what pronouns you use, and they, like, tell each other and everything. So that was a really good experience. Yeah, I also had an ECG done. She said that they normally don't always do an ECG on everyone, but I've had a medical history of having heart problems, so I had one of those done, but that's fine. I've had loads of those done before, so I kind of knew what to expect from that. And she was also like really respectful about the fact that I had to take my top off for that and everything. Like I kept apologising, all that kind of stuff. And then I also had an MRSA swabs done, so that was one in the nostril, and then you have one done on your groin, but you do the groin yourself, so you go in the bathroom and do it yourself. So yeah, that's all chill. And yeah, that's basically what the pre-op appointment is, just to make sure everything's in check. Yeah, and then I had a call with the like specialist nurse the other day. Unfortunately, she won't actually be there on the day of my surgery, so I have to like go in like a couple of days after to see her. And she's like who does the changes your dressings and stuff like that, and like who you need to speak to about, you know, all the healing stuff like that. But she was really lovely. But yeah, that's where we're up to. And now I'm just waiting a few days to get my surgery. But yeah, it is kind of crazy, the process, and I've spent a total of £900 already before I've even had the surgery, which feels like a scam. It does feel like a scam, like, oh, I'm already paying £9,500, like, please. But yeah, it's gonna happen, it's fine. It's just like half my life savings gone, but it's fine, like, gonna be hot, I guess. So, I'm at home now, and I want to show you some of the stuff I have for post-op. I have so many books, some colouring pencils, New Killing Eve book. This is what I'm reading at the moment. Hopefully I'll finish it. But it's Striking Dreams by Les Steinberg. And then I have Stonebridge Blues as well, which Maisie gave to me. And then I do psychology at uni, so I have this book. which is LGBTQ psychology. Freaking wokies, freaking woke. And then I got this like word search and colouring book because I'm not going to be doing anything else. So, and then I have a fidget spinner and a fidget cube and a back scratcher. So watch out. And then some other stuff that I bought already in preparation. I have wet wipes, deodorant wipes, and cleansing wipes. And then dry shampoo because I won't be able to like wash. Hopefully I will be able to. Hopefully Alice can help me. And roll on deodorant because I won't be able to like spray stuff as well. And a really big part of my healing journey, my puppy. Oh. Also, my mum put this TV in my room. Girl. What the hell? She's huge. Oh, and also I got my post-op binders. I had to get 2. Well, you don't have to get 2, but they recommend that you get 2 because you might want to wash one. And especially seeing as it is summer, I'll probably get pretty stinky.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
I am out of surgery. Been out of the recovery room for about 20 minutes. But I didn't have my phone because I was too scared to ask for it. So I just sat here like... but the only thing that hurts is my tongue. Yeah. They said they like clipped my tongue on the way in with the tube, so and I'm just a bit achy. But apart from that, fine. Everyone is so lovely. I've got some tea. Still haven't eaten today, so I'm very hungry. Apparently I said I wasn't hungry when I woke up, but I don't remember that. But I do remember the last like 25 minutes in the recovery room, but I was in there for 45 minutes. So what was I saying? I don't know. And I'm on fentanyl, and I've never been drunk or done drugs, and I'm just very complimentary of everyone, and I think I'm overly nice. I'm like, I love your hair, I love your like, I'm just complimenting everyone. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, it's been a couple hours now. I saw my mum and my girlfriend, and I had some dinner, finally. But it was so embarrassing. Every time I went to eat, especially my ice cream, they're like monitoring my heart rate, and my heart rate was going so high it was setting off the alarm. Hey, that's me. What can I say? I love my food, so yeah. They keep saying, like, the consultant was like, oh, you can go home today, like, and then the nurse was like, we've never sent anyone home before, like, as a day case, so she's like advising against it, so I don't know what to do. But the worst anxiety I have is about staying here overnight by myself. But I don't know. They were like, we can give you morphine here, you can't have morphine at home, so I don't know what to do. I guess we'll see what I do. But my mum and Alice are gonna come back, like, just before visiting is over, and I'll see how I feel then. Or maybe I'll stay. You know, my pain's about like a 3 at the moment, or 2. Yeah, got my piercings back in, which is good. Nothing closed up. Yeah, just pretty bold. So yeah, and I did a big wee. It's now 10 o'clock. Just said bye to my mum and my girlfriend. I decided to stay because I'm paying ball. And I was like, might as well, just as a precaution. The most uncomfortable part is this. It like came undone as well. I forgot to show you, but they tried to go in where that little dot is, but it didn't work, so they had to go in here. And it's in like a really awkward position because it's where I bend my hand. So they've had to like tape it again. But yeah, I've had paracetamol and ibuprofen, stool relaxant, and I'm gonna go to bed soon. I've got a hot chocolate. this will be on me. Didn't get much sleep last night. I actually probably got an hour, 2 hours. So I'm so tired. I'm ready to go home. I was very sore when I woke up this morning. Oh, that reminds me, I have to take my ibuprofen. I had some paracetamol, now I'm having ibuprofen. And some like stool softener as well. Yummy. The main thing that hurts, I got my tongue yesterday, but the main thing that hurts is my tongue. My stomach is really sore and bloated. Yeah. So I'm back home now. It's been quite a while. It's like 5:30. I got home like around 10:30, 11. Yeah, the pain is pretty much the same, but it's a bit different. I'm like just feeling very like stiff and like robotic. Yeah, and finally had a nap though. I was like, I'm only gonna have an hour though, because obviously I didn't sleep very well last night, but I do want to make sure I sleep through the night tonight, so I only had an hour nap, so I'm still quite sleepy. And the codeine does also make you sleepy, so that might be also it. But yeah, I'm just feeling quite stiff. But very interesting stuff. I did see Mr. King before I left, and he was like asking me how it was and everything, because turns out me and this other person who were in yesterday were the first people to get top surgery at Heath Hospital. So that makes sense now about all of the like communication stuff, where I was originally told that they actually didn't do surgery at Heath, and it's because they actually hadn't done it yet, and we were the first people. So they're like transitioning it into doing it in that hospital as well as Brighton, which is really good. You know, always need more places to be doing it, so I'm very happy to be a part of that. And yeah, they were just asking how it is, because obviously like all of the staff are still in like training in terms of this procedure, because obviously you have to be very sensitive around the patients in this, so they're asking me about that, but I have no complaints. Like, everyone was so lovely and very aware of like the situation, pronouns and etc. And I don't think I said in the video, but I took a photo of it, but there was like a board on it, and it says hello, my name is, and the pronouns I like to use are, and they like, the nurse like writes it up there, like asks you and writes it up there, which is really good.